Hey there, I am JP, and in today's video I'm going to show you how you can manipulate the terrain and can get rid of bumps like these onto the road. So if you make a road, it is 100% flat and not with a bump like this. So first things first, let's put it in grader mode manual. This basically means that you can just raise it up and down, and many people do know that if you push, you can move sand away, right? But this doesn't always guarantee a nice flat road. What many people don't know is that you can also pull the sand, and what this basically does is it smears it out, or better to say, this function works the same as sand flattening mode, and it just makes it all a lot smoother. So in this case we're going to use both functions to push and pull this bump away from the road. Now, one thing you want to take care of is that you mostly do this away from the asphalt, because if you pull this too far to the asphalt, you will create a bump where it connects it to the asphalt. At the side, you want to take care that we push and pull this away from the asphalt. So we're just going to start off here. And we're just going to push it. You want to take care that this thing goes all the way down. And you push as much as possible, and once you have gone to this side, you want to smear it this way. You want to do this a couple of times. It will take some time, but your road will look in the end way better without the ugly bump in there. Now you also need to keep in mind, don't do this from one side only. You also want to do this from the other side and do the exact same thing. Now if you push and you have like this ugly bump that is behind me, the best way what you can do is put your vehicle behind the bump, just like this, then take care it's all the way down, and then start smearing it by going backwards. Now depending on how the terrain is at that moment, it might not give instant result, but you just gotta play around with it for a bit, lower it all the way and back it off. As you can see, you smear it out. And once again, if it's flat as possible, you're gonna go into push mode and push like this. Back it off and take care the blade is all the way up. Put it down again. Push it. And as you can see, we start to move this bump out of the way. And of course, once you have done most of it, you can start flattening out on like the road itself. Now you want to be sure that this thing is all the way up, because we don't want to push it all forwards. To get it behind the pile that we made and push it backwards. And then after a little while pushing, pulling from both sides, I now have digged out the ground in the middle, which is kind of the same height as the road right now, which is just fantastic. All we got to do right now is do a left and right, which in this case we're going to do push and pull. First I'm going to push. I'm not going to go all the way down. I just want to be sure to, if we go all the way down, it's like that. And we want it to be just a little bit higher than the sand, because we are kind of flat right now with our vehicle, and we want to maintain that it's flat. So in this case, I am going to push this carefully and then back it off again. And this guy is a little bit deeper than what I did before. Just a little bit. And just take care that we fill in the blank a little bit, and then go back on the same height. And then move our vehicle before the bump we just created. And just push it a little bit more until it kind of reaches out the middle of our gap that we created. But yes, we are very much tilted now from, you know, the landscape to say. but there's no way to get that straight. We will take care that we're gonna straighten that out once we, you know, pour sand and actually fix up the real roads. You just want to take care that this is flat as possible so your road will look way nicer. So in this case I'm now going to do the same thing, but then from the other side. In this case I'm going to do it from here and back it off that way. So behind the bump. Put this thing down as much as possible. And then just back it off. Alright, I think it's time to just start laying down a road to perfectly show you like how straight it is, if you can tell already. Now I can understand that the stuff at the side there doesn't look nice, but I don't think you should be worried about that, because if you pour sand for the asphalt it will blend in. And now with a piece of paved road you can perfectly see how nice and flat this is. We don't have like a weird bump into the road because we have been digging it out, smearing it away. Now I can understand that you might say, well JB, that looks very ugly, but I do believe when you restart the map it should look a bit better. Let's try that. Alright, so I restarted the game and I can already tell that it looks a lot better. Now of course we cannot make it look 100%, but in the end it is all about the road that is being the most important part of this video. And then now it is time for me to, well, or at least the AI to fix this road. And there is a little bit of an issue because there are some rocks on the road, but I also have a solution. And this solution will be this guy right out here, because this guy is perfect to pick up rocks from the roads. Let me just get to that first.